Welcome to this thought-provoking video exploring how artificial intelligence will shape our future. With the rapid advancements in AI technology, it's impossible to ignore the impact it will have on every aspect of our lives, from business to healthcare, transportation to education. AI is transforming the world we live in. In this video, we've gathered insights from thought leaders from all over the world to help us understand how AI will change our future. These experts bring diverse perspectives and experiences to the table, giving us a comprehensive view of the potential of this technology. With their help, we'll delve into the ways AI is already being used in society and how it can be utilized in the future. This video is produced in association with the book ChatGPT and the AI Manifesto. Written in conversation with ChatGPT, one of the most advanced AI systems in existence, ChatGPT and the AI Manifesto offers a unique perspective on the future of AI and its impact on our lives. Through thought-provoking discussions and insightful analysis, the book delves into the most pressing questions surrounding AI, dispelling myths and challenging preconceived ideas. This isn't just a book for tech experts or business leaders. ChatGPT and the AI Manifesto is the must-read Bible for a generation that's learning how to live and work with AI. With its accessible language and insightful commentary, it's the perfect guide for anyone who wants to understand the impact of AI on society and our search for meaning. For your copy of ChatGPT and the AI Manifesto, just click the link in the description box of this video and you'll be taken straight to Amazon. Okay, sit back, relax, and get ready to be inspired and enlightened by this exploration of AI and its potential impact on our world.
My name is David and I co-host a podcast called Business Over Drinks. In this podcast, we interview industry leaders, mavericks, game changers, and people of all industries who are doing extremely well, and we get their secrets, their life hacks, their business hacks on how to perform exceptionally. And as business owners ourselves, we also give our own advice and motivation. So what do I think of ChatGPT? So I'm coming at this from a content writer's perspective, okay? And when you see people sharing about ChatGPT online and on social media, you'll think it is the be-all and end-all. I think it's an amazing tool and it does phenomenal things, right? But I think at this point in time, it does phenomenal things if you manage it and prompt it properly. If you just expect it to create amazing content for you out of the bat, you'll probably be disappointed if you have a good eye for what is good and what is bad. I'll give you an example. So if you have to write a piece about a new wine that has come out, you have to realize that that at this point in time, ChatGPT's content database only dates up till to 2021 or something like that. So it is dated. On top of that, it won't always write in the style that you want it to, and there are some grammatical nuances that may not always be appealing to someone who appreciates well-written work. What it is useful for straight out of the bat is very generic stuff that isn't expected to be of high quality. For example, ChatGPT, write me a thank you message to all my colleagues for the gift they gave me yesterday. It will write something pretty good. My dad actually asked ChatGPT to write an emotional letter to my son. That's all he briefed it to do. Write an emotional letter to my son. And I read it and it was extremely touching. If my dad didn't tell me it was from ChatGPT, I would have thought, wow, Dad, I really appreciate this. But if you want a unique voice, or a voice that is highly charismatic and is well written, I'd say it does involve some management. It does involve a lot of revisions, and for a lot of the content work I do for my private clients, it basically I've had to rewrite 80 to 90% of it. So you need to be aware that it's not at this state that it is in the context of content writing. It isn't perfect, and you still need to manage it, and you still need to quality control it.
Hello, my name is Nick Pringle. I'm Executive Creative Director at RGA here in London. We're a brand design and innovation agency helping clients here in the UK, Europe, the Middle East, in fact around the world, find new and innovative ways to serve their customers better. This short video is a little bit about AI, the future of AI, how we're embracing AI tools here at RGA. So I think the first thing to note is that AI and chat around AI has massively increased over the last 12 months and continue to accelerate in the last 3 to 6. And I think the reason for that is that the tools have fundamentally got better. And by better, I mean the data sets in which they have trained upon have gone from the millions to the billions, allowing them to get to better outcomes. And the access to these tools has really increased. So anyone can jump online and play with OpenAI's tools, Midjourney and some of the other platforms out there and have a go at generating outputs via AI. And we now, see our social media filling up with friends using generative face AI to create kind of impossible, implausible selfies. We're seeing talk in the Sunday papers. LinkedIn is full of commentary around AI, the future of AI for good and for bad. For us here at RGA, we've been using AI very much as a productivity tool, a creative productivity tool. And by that I mean a way to accelerate how we can express our ideas back out to our clients. So we've been using OpenAI's suite of tools for text-to-text and text-to-image, Stable Diffusion, Midjourney, Arc for face restoration. What we found is that the power is in using these in concert, using them together in order to kind of get to really interesting outcomes, and that the real creativity in these tools is in the operator on them, the keywords they put in, the more specific, the more defined, the more juxtaposition they put within those keywords is where the creativity is and leads to kind of really interesting outcomes. So we've had presentation ready, visuals created using these tools, and I will only see that increase, and we're making sure here that everyone has access to those tools as they update, as they improve. I don't think there'll be a time where we will use them less. That will only increase over time. The other way of looking at AI and generative AI for us has been from a creative conceptual point of view. Here we have a slightly different opinion. We think using generative AI for concepting is creatively flawed. That's really down to just the way that these AIs are constructed, that they are using vast data sets of pre-existing imagery or text, and therefore the outputs are really predictive. They are based on previous answers, and so you're not getting to true disruptive conceptual thinking that you can get with the human mind. That said, we do think there's a great role, again, as an accelerant here. Often when we're trying to get to great ideas, we're building upon bad ideas or average ideas in order to get to those great ideas. And so generative text-to-text tools particularly can be useful to get some of those base ideas down that people can jump off and build upon and make better. They can also be a guide to what we shouldn't do, really, because, as I said, these AIs, they're trained on data sets of norms, of averages, or they're looking for norms and averages in order to deliver their output. So as a conceptual tool, for conceptual thinking, the AI is not there yet. Who knows where we'll get to in the future. I suspect you'll never be able to replicate the conceptual power of the human mind, but certainly as productivity tools, as an ability to represent our work or a concept quickly and rapidly, which we need in this ever fast-paced moving industry we find ourselves in. We're sort of happily embracing all those tools that are available in the market right now. I hope that's helpful. Thank you for listening. And all the best.
Hello there, my name is Kanto Turners and I'm with the Social Selling Warrior. We're a social media management agency based in Melbourne, Australia. Our focus is purely on LinkedIn in creating strategy, creating content and supporting our clients in the day-to-day management of LinkedIn. Well, unless you've been living under a rock, you would have heard of ChatGPT. I'm not here today to explain what ChatGPT is and what the engine behind it is, but what I will today is show you how I use it in my work. One of our clients is in asset finance. Now, having no experience or background in asset finance, I've come to ChatGPT to support me. So I like to get stuff in a brief approach and version. So what I did is I asked ChatGPT to tell me in 100 words or less what is asset finance. And there it is. So you can read that at your leisure. But now my blog post is going to be focusing on how businesses get value out of tapping into asset finance. So what I've done is I've created a prompt that asks me to ask ChatGPT to provide that information. So as you can see, we're having a conversation. Once I've obtained the content that I'm after, I then use different software to create my blog. So in this situation, I will take that, copy it, I will go into Writesonic, which is my preferred content creation tool, and I'll paste that in there. And I'll ask it to write it in professional manner in English and give me 3 premium versions for this content. So it's going away and generating some versions for me. And there they are. There's a couple of versions there for me to read, look at, and utilize at my discretion. So as you can see, ChatGPT can support content creators to generate ideas and thoughts about their content, and then use creative techniques and copywriting methodologies in order to create effective blog posts, articles, or even just LinkedIn posts. I hope that's helped you today. Please reach out to me if you'd like to know more information.
Hi, my name is Ryan O'Kell and I'm your friendly neighbourhood hacker man and head of cybersecurity at Watersons Australia. Now, anyone who's scrolled their newsfeed in the last month has definitely seen the inundation of AI. Anyone in business who's taken a little bit of a look further into it and seen some of the platforms, some of the applications out there has just had their mind boggling. And I can tell you that the absolute same is true in the cybersecurity world. From bolstering investigations and faster attacks to phishing emails and deepfakes, AI is just starting to change the cyber game. See, where AI excels is really good at seeing what fits and what doesn't. So when it comes to things like ChatGPT, for instance, if you give it a prompt, it will have a good idea of what needs to go next to it. Whereas if you have something like DALL-E, you can give it a prompt and it will go, you know what, this is the image that's most likely what they're after. And it'll generate things based on that. So the same is true when it comes to writing programs or looking for things within an environment. AI does a fantastic job at helping to bolster teams, not just the good ones either, sometimes the bad ones too. Some of the things we've seen already is attackers using ChatGPT to help them write malicious code, scripts, and what have you. And the reality is that it's actually lowering the barrier to entry. So people who aren't quite as technical, who are trying to play around in this space, all of a sudden are getting pointers in the right direction. And usually ones that aren't too bad. While it's not going to write you a fantastic script, or it's not going to immediately be able to generate you something that does, I don't know, makes ransomware happen, it will put you in the right direction. And if you understand what it's giving you, if you can interpret it and troubleshoot, you could probably get some use out of it. And that's exactly what we're seeing at this point. As well as this, with some of the other generative AI that we've seen recently, we've seen the rise of deep fakes and voice impersonations. I'm sure everyone's come across something in their feed of Joe Biden or a celebrity saying something ridiculous or something completely out of character, only to realize hey, there's something a bit weird about this, it's a deepfake. Now, if you think about some of the uses for this, we've seen North Korea going and interviewing for positions at companies in search of intel. You could easily have an AI step in for that. If you think about some of the spam emails or phishing emails that you've received, or even SMSs, imagine getting a phone call and it sounds exactly like your mother asking you for help. These are some of the implications of this technology, especially at this infant stage where it doesn't necessarily have the safeguards in place to stop that. On top of that, phishing emails, if you think about how many phishing emails are stopped simply because of a language barrier where something will just sound completely off. Picture an email from your boss, for instance, asking you to go out and get, I don't know, iTunes gift cards, and the English just isn't fantastic. You're going to disregard that pretty quickly. With generative AI like ChatGPT now, it's a lot easier for someone in their native language to go and generate an English prompt that's very likely to seem believable. In terms of your defenders and your ethical hackers, AI also has a bunch of different applications. Picture your email security, for instance. Imagine a situation where you've needed to send an urgent legal document off to Acme Company, and instead you've accidentally sent it through to a supplier. Now imagine if you had an AI in between that was reading these emails and all of a sudden noticed something weird. This document really shouldn't be sent to this organization. It can stop that and flag it. And there are products on the market that do that already. Likewise for user behavior. Imagine you've got an AI that knows how Jane moves her mouse, right? And then you've got someone who comes in and starts using Jane's computer. They'll see that they're a lot more accurate or a lot less accurate with it. And you could potentially lock the computer and raise an alert. Even on a network level, say you see a lot of traffic from John every day to facebook.com at about 3 p.m. And all of a sudden, John isn't talking to facebook.com anymore. He's talking to some other server. You could flag that as an alert. Maybe it's something to investigate. Maybe there's something on his computer that's doing something weird. Maybe John isn't even using his computer. If we go down to a software level and think about how our software acts normally on a computer, the same sort of situation arises. What does normal usage look like? See, these are things that are pretty difficult for a human to identify and distinguish. Whereas if you throw an AI into the mix, all of a sudden you have a machine that's finding patterns and recognizing things that a normal human just probably couldn't. While you definitely do need that human intervention still, it is a fantastic tool for trying to find these sorts of things. I think the bottom line when it comes to these generative AIs that are popping up all over the place is that it bolsters capability. It makes people a lot faster to decide and to create things. On the other side of the coin, however, that also means it bolsters capability for attackers. So that means there's a lower barrier to entry for any would-be hacker. When it comes to everything that we've seen so far, I can't help but feel that we're just seeing the start of this, just on the precipice. This is a brave new world, friends, and I think we're going to see some pretty exciting things in this space over the next few years.
Hi, I'm Simon Marshall from TBD Marketing, and I just wanted to give my thoughts on OpenAI, the use of ChatGPT-3, and how marketing people are going to use it at the moment as well, and from a very specific angle. I think previously we've seen technology creep in, become aware of it as marketers, and the tech adoption curve is something that we then kind of experience and we make our own decisions in relation to it. Maybe we're an early days innovator and we're involved in pushing the boundaries of what something like AI can do for our business as well. Maybe we are early adopters, the kind of people who look to those innovators and say, I'm going to copy that, I'm going to do what you're doing, you have done something cool and I'd like to do it in our business as well. And then you get the early majority, the kind of people who want to ask a different question. Is it safe? Can I use it? What we've seen over the last few weeks and months as well is that AI is rapidly becoming a kind of early majority, almost even a late majority kind of play. 100 million people have downloaded the app over the last few weeks and have been playing with the technology. So if you're not playing with this already and thinking about what it means for your marketing, then I think it's that might even be that you're in the late majority or in the laggards group instead. It's the rate of change with the technology itself is absolutely huge, of course, but the rate of adoption is also huge. And so what we're seeing is that people are quickly able to get the basic tasks of writing a blog or thinking about a marketing plan or a whole host of other ideas done for them. It won't be perfect, it won't be right, the data will be historic, there'll be loads of things that are a challenge with it. But on the flip side, it's done with such efficiency at the beginning stage that it's worth looking at for what you're doing, asking better questions and making sure that you're able to fast forward those early stages of your own creative process as well.
Hello, my name is Ambrose Arubitsky and I'm the CEO in ARP Ideas. There is a lot of interesting things going on in AI in the last couple of weeks, and I would like to share my thoughts what we can expect in 2023, especially in the business software. First of all, we can see more integration with existing tools such Office applications, ERP systems, CRMs, reporting tools, all this kind of software. They are already in use. We can just see more of them. They are keeping existing process the same, just making it more efficient. So they are easy to adopt. Another interesting trend is to use smaller data sets for AI. We can say that AI become more smarter and it's able to use less examples to learn. For example, we can use that for on the B2B market, where we have less interaction with customers and still benefits from AI. Of course, the most interesting are the advanced implementation, when the company creates a new possibility, introduce a new process which is handled by AI, or introduce a new service or new product which is more individual and can be handled thanks to AI. We have also some challenges, especially on the market area. Experts are expecting that we will use less search engines because we will switch to the AI. And because of that, there is a challenge for marketing. I hope AI will help to solve that problem, but in the smart way. Because on the one hand, we can use AI to just create more content. But on the other hand, we can create a more adaptive customer journey and deliver less information, but more precise to the customers, and expect the same or even better results. Of course, to take benefits from AI, companies need to prepare the systems and their data. The system have to be flexible to be able to integrate with existing tools, and the data quality have to be very good, because otherwise AI will err and just create more mess. So that's another challenge for companies to quickly switch to the good systems. The last but not least are the implementation tools. We can expect more from tools such as Copilot, for example, but as we are seeing in the last week, it's also possible to use AI for introducing new interfaces. So Galileo AI, it's an example when you can ask to create a user interface, which is very interesting. So it's going to be an interesting year, and thanks for listening, and have a nice day.